the bag worker out of apartment 5B.
You're now tuned into the Apartment 5B podcast, where we chop it up about hip-hop, R&B, sports, love and life. Hosted by Kill.
What's good? You tuned in to Apartment 5B, hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad with me today. I got the youngest soul brother, Grab Lover. What's going on, man?
Salutations and greetings to all my brothers on the panel. Peace and love. Jens. JP, Sac Passe.
What's up, baby?
I've been trying to say that to you for like 2 weeks now. I've been looking for you, B. Sac Passe. Yo, shout out to my brother Rosh, Jolo Mike, Jolo's Kitchen, my Haitian brothers. One love to my Zoe brothers. One love, yo, for real. Word up. My brother Jolo is like my brother from high school. You know, he's a Haitian brother who was in the group I&I with us, and he rhymed in Creole on the Grown Man Sport. That was him. He owns 2 restaurants right there.
That's dope.
Word up. So he's doing his thing. So big up to him. So stop by say to JP. What up, Iron?
Hey, what's up,
V-Chan? What's up, V-Chan?
What's going on, Grap?
What's good?
I can't call it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
V-Chan, the lone man.
I tell you.
Yo, I'm gonna just preempt this piece real quick. I'm here, but I'm not here. All right. came through with the Jack. Came through with the ginger beer and Jack. Okay, so I'm here, but I'm not here. But we gonna have fun.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Kill. Go ahead. I ain't gonna take over, man.
Yo, man, that's all good.
Take over, man. Go ahead. Man.
I ran with us.
Sac Passe, JP. What up? Queens in the house.
Queens.
I heard you CL Smooth love, yo. Hold on, real quick. Yo, real talk. I heard you CL Smooth love, dog.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Real talk. That's, yo, nigga. That's so. See, Kill is laughing because I told him what it really is.
Right.
When we come off the air, dog, I'm gonna holler at you. All right, JP?
All right, cool.
Hold tight. For real. Let you know what it really is. Love is love, though. So big up to CL on that, on the love you showed him. Word up. Right there. All right, move on. Let's move on. I'm sorry, y'all. It's gonna be a show.
Hey, we on Drink Champs.
Right.
Word the mother, it's gonna be a show. Let's have it.
Iran, what's going on, brother?
I'm well, brother, man. I'm just happy to be here. You know, anytime I can converse with some brothers who are very knowledgeable in hip-hop, I'm in a good place.
Respect.
No doubt. JP, what's good, brother?
You know how it is, man. I'm good.
All right.
The whole panel.
No doubt. Vern, how many houses we gonna sell during this next hour?
Well, I closed 5 this week, 3 today. I'm tired. I was tired, boss.
I feel you. Yes, what's going on, brother?
What's happening, Kill? What up, everybody?
What's up? Yes.
All right.
Well, let's jump right into it. We are talking about the perfect hip-hop song. Why are we talking about the perfect hip-hop song? Because a couple weeks ago, I said something towards the fact of a dope beat and a dope rhyme does not always equal a classic or a dope song. You know what I mean? For me, a lot of hip-hop really post-2000 has been what I call 3-mic hip-hop, in my opinion. It's been good. You know, it's nothing that, mind-blowing. And I'm talking about the majority. I'm not talking about the Coles and the Kendricks. I'm talking about all the other stuff that comes out. So we're just going to be talking about songs that mean something, that are perfect, why they're perfect. And we're going to go to Grap about Troy, because it's like all the perfect songs, not including Troy, because we know that's perfect. Everybody was going to say out some way. So Grap will talk on Troy. But, we're going to talk about, just those songs that speak to us. And it was funny, I was talking to Ev the other night. Somebody got at me on Twitter, and they was like, yo, Kill, what you think about Apollo Brown? I was like, yo, dude is dope. But I'm like, it's something about that I really am not in love with the projects that he does. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's always 2 to 3 songs that I like on there. But the beats are dope. I mean, he's worked with Skyzoo, OC, Razzcast, Joel Ortiz, but I can't say like they're anything, at least for me, that like are like songs that I come back to, and I'm like, that's an example. What I mean, like dope beats and dope rhymes don't always equal a classic song. So we're gonna get into that. Graf, what's one of your perfect hip hop songs and why?
Okay. Now, I'm not doing Troy yet, right?
I mean, whenever you want to bang it
up. That was like the first one on my list, but I'm gonna start with a joint that I actually produced, called "Them That's Not."
Okay.
By J Live. The song "Them That's Not" it's basically talking about the rise and fall of an MC. I have never heard lyrics fit a song so perfectly the way that these lyrics fit this song. Like, not only the speed that that it went at,
because it goes up and it goes down and it goes up.
Yes,
down.
In terms of tempo, but in terms of the story, the concept, it's the rise and fall of an MC. So when he start off slow, and then he's telling you the story, and then as it builds up, he's telling you how his career is building up, and then when he get to he doing his thing, and he telling you all the shit he go through and the woo, and then when it starts slowing down, it tell you how he start falling off. And then by the time it slows down, he done fell the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, that is one of the most perfect songs I've ever heard in my life, yo. And I'm blessed to be the one who have made the track for the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, real, excuse my French, Vern's wife. I don't got no Twitter jar around, love, so I'm sorry. We can't fund the college education.
Nah, she good. She good.
That ginger beer's kicking in.
Yeah. But nah, I'm good. But real talk though. But that joint was very incredible to me. You know what I mean? Like the way he constructed the rhyme around that beat. Like I said, the tempo. He went with the tempo of me changing the tempo of the beat, and then it also was the concept of the beat was him, the rise and fall of an MC, and the beat rose to a height and then it fell back tempo wise. You know what I mean? So it was that perfect song, man.
Yes.
To me, it's one of the most unique songs in hip hop music.
Tell me this, what made you change the tempo when you were making the beat? Because the first time I heard it, I was like, yo, this shit is dope, because the tempo's constantly changing.
I originally did it like that on tape, like with the SP. I did it like that on tape, and then the engineer was able to set it up to where it did it where I didn't have to touch it. You know what I mean? Me and the engineer worked on it to where he set up to where it did it when I didn't have to touch it, which was incredible to me too. So shout out to the engineer Elliot Thomas. You know what I mean? He also was a part of making that shit incredible the way it was. But I don't know. I just was I just was doing shit. Like for instance, Rakim, the Saga Begins, the way he starts that record, blah, 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 with the sounds on. I did that first. I was doing that. Just hitting the drum machine and going back and forth on it. Then I would start the beat. Like that. You know what I mean? And he heard that shit and he did it on that Rakim shit. You know what I mean? But, we inspired each other. You know what I mean? We always inspired each other. You know what I mean? I didn't know I'd inspired him sometimes, but he always inspired me. You know what I mean? It was always. But that's neither here nor there. That's probably drunk talk. But anywho.
Right.
Real talk on the beat though. That was, I just, I don't know. I just did it. You know what I mean? The funny thing was I played that beat for Robbo and Mechalicious, and they didn't really take to it like that. You know what I mean? But when I played it for Jay, he was like, yo, I want to rhyme over that part too. I was like, what part? He's like, the part that goes from slow to fast. Because the part that goes from slow to fast, for me, I thought that was just going to be a talk over part. And then by the time the beat dropped, you just come in and rhyme. But he was like, yo, I want to rhyme over that part too. I was like, just slow to fast. He's like, yeah, that part, I want to rhyme over that part. I was like, yo. all right, yo, let me see, all right, do that shit, whatever, all right, go. And he came with them lyrics the way he did, and I was just like, wow. The first time I heard it, like, he didn't do that, he just rocked over the beat, like, when it dropped down, he rocked the verse, but he then went back and wrote that part, the slow to fast part, where it goes from slow to fast.
All right.
Yeah,
That's what's
my
up.
first joint.
All right.
And that's not J Live.
No doubt. Iron, what you
Big
got?
up to J Live too, man. Big up there. That was a 50-50 joint, for real.
My first perfect hip hop composition. It's gonna go with Bonita Applebum.
I had that.
Bonita Applebum, I believe, is a perfect hip hop composition. At that point in my life, man, I was perplexed by that record. And by perplexed, I mean, I never. Only the first Tribe album was a big leap forward for me because I never experienced a rap album that made me want to dance and have sex. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sexy records on there. Like you could play that in the presence of a girl and set a mood. And you could play it in the club and set a mood. And I remember I played it for this girl. She didn't give me any, but I played it for this girl named Rhonda. And I remember her liking it too. She's like, "This is amazing." I'm like, "Yes, it is." And I'm liking the drums. I'm like, "Yo, I want to undress you right here." Like it was just a beautiful record, and it still stands the test of time. When I hear it, I'm immediately transplanted right back. Howard University. I'm like, this is beautiful. Like, I don't think ever in my history of hip hop, I think that might be the first time I expressed as a rap record being beautiful, not dope, not raw, not hard, not cool. But I was like, this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
I feel you.
No doubt. Bonita is, like you said, to this day, it's still just as dope as it was, if not doper.
And then they had the nerve to do that Hootie Mac.
Yeah, man. Brother.
Yeah. That's like finding out the cutest girl in your whole school got a twin. Like, it was just amazing. It kept getting better and better and better. I'm like, wow, this joint incredible composition. Incredible composition.
I'm sure that Hootie Mac mix probably inspired the Biggie joint.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
because I know Biggie's a hip hop dude, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he was a hip hop dude.
Yeah. No doubt. No, you got that with Bonita. JP, what's your first joint?
I'm gonna go with Murder Was the Case by Snoop Dogg. This record to me, man, I remember first hearing it, man. Like, the whole album was dramatic, but even the way it starts, where the dude's rolling up on him and start letting off, and the beat is crazy dramatic, and and the story how he talks about, like, he's actually talking about the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like how he sold his soul to the devil because he let him survive that shooting and all that, and then the way the beat stops at one point, and then, like, I don't know who's doing the voice of the devil or whatever. It's just so spooky and eerie, but it goes along with what he's saying. It's just a perfect, and then murder, it's just crazy. So that's one of my favorite perfect songs right there, man.
Kill, we got to do 5, man.
I mean, I know there's a million, but the point
I got bonus tracks, my dude. I ain't even playing with Kill.
Always a given, but
I got drinks and bonus tracks. What? And blow pops.
Trying to show that this is what classic songs are. You know what I mean? And again, I want to come back and talk about maybe you'll disagree with me. Maybe you don't think we've had a lot of classic, the majority of hip hop that's come out for the past 10 years have had classic songs. I just don't think they have. I think we've had a lot of good songs, a lot of dope songs. I said something on Twitter the other day. I was like, I don't think Nine Fast is classics. And people are like, he's got bangers for days. And I'm like, I agree. He has bangers for days, but bangers aren't classics. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of dope hip hop, but again, dope beats and dope rhymes don't always equal a classic song. So I mean, it's this show could go on. We could do.
Yeah. I'm messing with you, man.
No doubt. Which one of yours, Vern?
All right. A perfect song has to evoke a feeling. And as soon as I hear the first keystroke on 93 Till Infinity, it almost makes me cry. It's beautiful. I mean, the musicality of it, the jazz samples, the way that the Souls of Mischief play off of each other. And what I love about several songs that I have on my list is, if you never been to Oakland, I mean, only thing I knew about Oakland was Short Dog and that part of it. Right. But this is some college educated kind of cats on my vibe, you know, that they brought me into their world with their intelligence and the dopeness of their rhymes and the sample and all of that, man. And that song right there, it's classic, bro. I mean, goosebumps come on when you hear that song. So that's 93 Till Infinity is a perfect song for me.
All right, no doubt. Yes, what you got?
I'm gonna go with Men at Work from Coochie Rap. I think.
Wait, say that again, bro.
Men at Work, Coochie Rap.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about blacking
Lord
out?
Mercy.
You want to talk about breath control? You want to talk about just rhyming for days almost? I think. Man, I don't think it gets any better. Like you can put that on right now, and it'll take you back in time. As far as it always takes me straight back. So yeah, that Men at Work, man, it's a clinic straight up.
Yeah, the funny thing about Men at Work, man, I remember being in my man Scoob's basement in Philly, and me and my man Nate at the time, we was the Tic and Tac dancers. We used to dance for my man DJ. Cool DJ Frank and King T, and we was practicing our dance steps in the basement, and we was just like, yo, when is this nigga gonna stop rhyming? Like, yo, when is the chorus coming? Like, this dude was rhyming for like, and I think before that it was MC Lyte Survival of the Fittest, where she did like 80 straight bars. This was the next song after that I remember like just rhyming past that 16. It just kept going, you know, and the beat was just incredible. So I definitely feel you at Men at Work. First joint I got up for mine, Main Source, Large Professor Looking at the Front Door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was everything about it. It was the beat. It was Large being able to, was rhyming about something you could relate to. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, all three verses were well written. One of the things I realized coming up with this list is that, then we talked about it on one of the previous shows about how solo artists now only do two verses. You know what I mean? Or, you know, as much as I love Benny's album, Tanner Talk, there's some that only have one verse. It may be one long verse, but a lot of these MCs were able to write in a way where the first verse was the intro. It's almost like writing an essay. You know, you have the intro, you have the body, you have the conclusion. Like that to me is when the first, second, and third verse met. And it's something that I don't think a lot of MCs do nowadays. Maybe they can't do it. I don't know what it is, but you know, just when I'm listening and looking at the front door, I mean, just, you know, even that the woo 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 part, like I'm like, this nigga done grabbed Jeffrey Osborne, let him woo woo woo. I'm just like, yo, where's this nigga pulling shit from everywhere for this song? And just made it fit perfectly. You know, that's not the order of operation. Yeah, I mean, it's just What's up, Grab?
Oh, I was just saying, I remember him doing the original, recording it the first time in the basement in Mount Vernon.
Oh, word?
And Pete did the scratches, yeah. And the scratches were he scratched James Brown. He was like, Watchman. Look, I told you once. What? Look at Watchman. Look at that. Told you, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, he did it. He did the first demo of it in the basement.
That's dope. Now, was it different about it? Was the verses different, or it was just?
Nah, it was the same. It was. I'll tell you, like the mix of it was different. Like it was, you could hear the beat more in the basement mix than versus when he took it to the big studio.
Right. I want to add
time
this.
He recorded it was in the basement with Pete.
All right.
I want to add this, Kill, about looking at the front door. I wanted to add this.
Say what?
I wanted to add something about looking at the front door. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I wanted to add, guys, was what I found fascinating about looking at the front door was, at that time, he's 19 years old and he's taking a very mature approach to a relationship. I mean, at 19 years old, I wasn't contemplating that level of, is this relationship worth salvaging? And these are my issues that I'm having in the relationship. At 19 years old, I'm like, on to the next one. I'm not even thinking that. I mean, that was a very mature record coming from someone who'd literally been maybe a year in adulthood.
Right.
There are 45-year-old men who can't have that level of transparency in what's going on and their issues inside their relationship. They just yelling, it's jacked up. That's all they can say. My relationship jacked up. So this 19-year-old guy talks about, okay, one of my issues is that it's heartbreaking that when you see me, your mood changes negatively. like negatively, you see me, and he's like, and I'm finding out that your problem with me is that you don't like the fact that I'm me. Like that's you don't like when I met you, I was this hip hop guy, and now you're like, you have a problem with that. You know, it's just, I mean, that's deep for a 19-year-old guy to think about something on that level. So there is a grand maturity to Large Professor at that particular point in his life, especially in that composition.
Yeah. And one of the things I always say is a missing art in hip hop is the way you set a song off. You know what I mean? So even the way, we fight every night. Yo, that's not kosher. Right. With Bliss when we was closer. Wake up and be greeted by an argument again. Mm-hmm. Act like you're 10. So, like, even just the way he set it off was like, I think that's a lost art in hip hop, man. Like, in a lot of these songs, I'm gonna talk about the way the MC set it off. You know what I mean? And you just, even if you don't remember nothing else from the song, you remember the MC set it off. You know what I mean? So, Grab, what you got up next, good brother?
What I have next, Children's Story by Slick Rick. One of the greatest stories ever told through the form of rapping. You know what I mean? I have acted that story out. As if you all follow my bro on Instagram, you see me on there dancing and shit like that. Mm-hmm. He recently posted some video of me dancing. My homie filmed me dancing, and he took it from him. But anyway, I dance. I've been dancing since I could walk. I've acted out that record at least twice through dance in 2 separate clubs, and I've stopped the club with that shit. Like, that song has moved me like that. You know what I mean? Incredible record, just one of the illest stories ever told through rap. Beat was perfect for it. He produced it himself. I think him and Vance Wright produced it straight up. So, that's just amazing. It's a perfect song. Children's Story by Slick Rick.
No doubt. Iran, what you got up next?
It's funny, Grap said Children's Story, because the next song I wanted to bring up was how in its simplicity and marvel at his humor again, Lottie Dottie's perfect. I think Lottie Dottie is a perfect record. I think it's amazing that we've in this chat room alone, we may have all listened to well over 500,000 rap records. And there's certain records that I love, and I still can't recite every word of it. But Lottie Dottie comes on, I am immediately reciting it. I cannot even stay silent. There's no way you can stay silent. If the DJ pulls the fader over and leaves it wide open, you're right there to meet it.
Yep.
No matter what part he takes it out, not even the most easiest parts, like I Can't Be Your Lover, like it doesn't even have to be that part. It could be an obscure part, and you're right there with it. And the fact, and we've spoken this before, the fact that it's a B-side, I always championed it even more, even though the show is a triumph in itself. The show is a triumph
wins again and again.
But the Lottie Dottie is a perfect rap record at its source. It's memorable, it's funny, it has some nastiness to it. It talks about current fashion in it at the time. It's just a fun record. It's fun from beginning to end.
And it's one of those records where, like you said, it's a B-side where the B-side is just as big or if not bigger than the A-side record.
It's a strong record.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because you couldn't really, like, a lot of people probably wouldn't know it was a B-side because it was just as big as the show. Like, I feel like
played so much,
Yeah. The funny thing about Lottie Dottie, that was one of the first albums that had cursing in it.
Yeah, sure was.
So I remember having to go across the street to my man Class's his older brother Walt had it, and it was '84. So parents was not with no person.
Wasn't hearing all of that, yo.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, I would have to go to somebody who had an older brother who had the vinyl, and we'd have to listen to it all low. You know what I mean? It's like,
and then on another tip with that record, the De La Soul energy on it, like the couldn't. It took me years to figure that out, yo. They was saying, and with your wrinkled pussy, I was like, yo, years, yo, and I can't be a lover. I was like, what? How they keep putting, like, what? I was like, oh, they saying it with your wrinkled pussy. Oh my god! Like, I discovered that maybe 7-8 years ago, yo. Like, the fuck, man.
Hey, so on that
note, incredible, man.
On that note,
so,
it's a criminal.
I know that, you know what I mean? That was crazy for me, yo.
It's criminal that we can't get De La's early stuff on anywhere, man. Digitally.
Yeah.
Digital platform.
Yeah.
I think Tommy Boy can't figure out the litigation of it, man. There's
all the samples.
Oh, the samples are probably a problem.
Pull back, Aaron. We like your cheeks, but pull back.
Okay.
There you go.
That is the most homo thing said on the
Pause.
But no, I totally understand. It is a travesty and all that. But guess what? Maybe there's something divine about that. Mm-hmm. Maybe they will be the act that makes the world say, if we want to enjoy this, we need to have a physical copy.
True.
Maybe they'll be the act to make you get a physical copy, because we're not gonna get into the that whole thing about sometimes things need to be had in hand and physically in hand to get the whole movement. But yeah, it is a travesty. It's a travesty. You're right.
All right, Ira, what's another joint for you?
I think you got to go to the other people because we're still on Lottie Dottie. So I think you got other people before me.
All right, no. I'm going in order. You next.
Oh wow. Okay. I said Lottie Dottie. Another one for me, guys, and I'm saying this one because it struck such an accord with me. And I'm going to put them, if you don't mind, it's two of them, but I got to put them together because they came out so close to each other, same vibe, and it just spoke. Both of them just struck me like lightning bolts. One of them, it's You're a Customer, EPMD, and Strong Island by JVC Force. Ever loving mind. I lost my mind. I lost my mind when those records were out. Yeah. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me? And of course, the first thing you're like, okay, it's very slow. They're kind of doing a Rakim thing, but they're not doing a Rakim thing. Is this a Long Island thing? And EPMD went on to create that success over and over and over again. And JVC Force didn't get a chance to do it, or that maybe they didn't have it in them to create it over and over again. But when I hear Strong Island, I'm like, this is what it was about. This is what it was, and it was great. It was just great. I'm sorry, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect in its imperfections, because there's some verses on Strong Island that I could get. That was kind of cheesy, dude. And then the other guy said something great. Like, okay, you backed him up well for that one. But Strong Island is an amazing record. An amazing record. It comes on. I'm exactly where I stood when I heard it.
Now, I feel you on that. The funny thing about Strong Island is I was getting on people about remaking beats a couple of months ago. That is the one beat that I have remade. Like, when I found the sample, I was like, I gotta remake this. Not to even try to get nobody to rap on and do it over, but just to recreate it, because that song was so incredible. You know what I mean? Like, God, man, that oh my God.
But hold on, but let me finish up the other thing. I know everyone liked It's Your Thing by EPMD, but You're a Customer had me gone.
Yeah, of course.
You're a Customer had me gone. And they just backed each other up well. Like, everything. And what's interesting about that, none of it was like, no one did 16 bars apiece on that. It's like, I rhyme for 4, you rhyme for 4, I rhyme for 4, you rhyme for 4. It was just it wasn't Run DMC-ish where I'm finishing your lines for you, but it was, I could at that point in those late 80s, mid 80s, you could tell that these records before records were routines. Those records in the mid 80s, late 80s, before they were songs, they were routines. You could see Lottie Dottie was a routine. You could see Show was a routine. Strong Island was a routine. And the same thing, Your Customer was a routine.
Now, Iron, hold on for 1 second. Break down what you mean by it's a routine, because I realize every day I got young viewers, which is dope, but I realize I got to break down everything because they may not understand what a routine is. So what do you mean by what's a routine?
By routine, in the early inception of hip hop, records were not immediate things. They might not come, but as a performer, most hip hop people were performers first before being recording artists. So meaning they had performed these songs before in front of people. That was their concert. Like most of these parts, when you find out that when you hear old Big Daddy Kane performances and you're like, yo, he was doing Raw verses 3 years prior to Raw coming out. These guys were performing long before they got an opportunity to get a record deal. It's opposite now. You get a record deal and you start figuring out how you're going to do a show. In the 80s, you had 3 years of doing a show. And if maybe you had an opportunity to get past just doing shows, you would get a record deal, and it was a routine. South Bronx by BDP was a routine. All this stuff were routines before records.
Yeah, and it's key that you say that it's different now, because you would perform at talent shows, you would perform at block parties, you would perform at park jams, so like you said, all these things were routines. Like I always say, LL was supposed to have the Peter Piper beat for Rock the Bell, because that was the routine. They would call it, I want to rock the bells, which meant throw on Mardi Gras, and they climb over that in the park. So like you said, so many of the songs as now is backwards. You have a lot of people who can't perform because they didn't come up having to prove themselves as, I'm going to perform at my talent show, I'm going to perform at this party around the way, or I'm going to try to grab the mic or whatever. Kane was telling a story how he used to have to try to go grab the mic and the DJ wouldn't give it to him. He came with his own mic one day, to perform. That's how you got on back in the day. So that's a dope point right there too, man. That's a dope point. JP, what you got next?
I'm gonna have to go with, and probably my favorite Rakim record is Know the Ledge from Juice soundtrack.
Wow.
I think, for one, the song has 4 verses, not 3. And the beat was incredible. Like, again, the beat, I feel like, matches with the content of what he was talking about, which is so key a lot of times. He was following this storyline, man. About exactly. Created this atmosphere. Like every verse was so vivid. You know what I'm saying? Like he was a street dude, on the block or whatever. And then by the end of the song, he got set up by a chick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like, so dope. It's just such a, every verse is razor sharp. The beat is incredible. I don't even know who produced that record.
That's Bomb Squad. Bomb
Squad did that. Yeah, like it's just, the beat was just so ridiculous to that, man. And it's one of those where the hook, it wasn't nobody on the hook. It was just some cutting. You know what I'm saying? It just made a dope song to me.
Yeah. And I think what made it even doper was it set Juice off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when you got comfortable,
the movie
exactly, you got comfortable. It was like you heard that come on, and it was like, yo, this is about to happen. Yeah, it was like right up there with Fight the Power, with Do the Right Thing when Rosie came out. Like this, like
that energy.
Yeah, it gave you that energy, because I remember being in the movie theater around the way in Philly, and when that came on, it was like, oh shit. Like,
this is what I'm about to embrace. Yeah.
right.
At that time, like that was so dirty too. Like, and I think that was the thing. It was the Bomb Squad did. People not enough respect for them for that album, because they also did enough respect for Kane, which was like Kane's last at being Kane.
And also about the song, like you mentioned a little while ago, how they set it off. Like he's like, sip the juice. I got enough to like the way he set it off. Like it's just like
y'all, man. There's so many missing elements. And that's what I'm trying to get these younger cats.
Took you right where the movie was filmed, and the thought takes place uptown. You know, right there.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much storytelling.
You know.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're missing, y'all. MCs, the way you set off a song is so important. Like I said, even if you can't remember the rest of the song, you can remember the way that it sets off. And how many songs can we say that about right now? And I remember how Fill in the Blank song set off. Vern, what you got up next?
You on the front? What?
There you go.
Setting off the song, bruh. That beat right there makes this calm, suited dude want to bust somebody.
Closer. You about to start stuffing people.
Man, that sample with the water drops, that beat is so hard, man. And then J. Rule, you know, the funniest thing I wanted to do, I couldn't wait to go to Cuba this summer, so I could say so deep, you know, what do you say? Control the mic like Fidel Castro, like Cuba, so deep that you can't scuba dive. My job origin is unknown, like the Juba. Man, I mean, so he's spitting stupid lyrics. Premier, just that's a magnum opus to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just a perfect hip hop song. I mean, it's got the knock to it, and the great thing about it, I'm normally a jazzy type, musical feel type. It's so minimalistic, and that's what you need. Just so J. Rule can do his thing, man. So that song is whew, beautiful.
I remember being in college hearing that joint, man, and it just struck two questions for me. Who the fuck is that? Hell is that I'm hearing?
Yes.
Them questions alone, I just was mesmerized by that track, man.
Yes,
and that lyric.
If I can add on, I was on the radio at the time, and when I got it,
back up some Iran.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry. I'm talking. My apologies.
I told you.
I was on the radio at that time, and when it came out, I was mesmerized as well, guys. And I remember one of my homeboys like, Iron, that's not a beat. I'm like, he's like, Iron, those raindrops, is that a beat? I'm like, yes. Are you out of your mind? This is unbelievable. It was just unbelievable. And J.
Young Holt Unlimited drums.
Yeah, he sounded. Everything about that record was perfect at that time. You're correct. I applaud you for that one. I applaud you for that.
And the funny thing about that song is it brings up another point of what I think me, JP, we was talking last week about Little Brother, and I was saying like talking about and me and Ed were talking about it earlier, and I was like, you know, I'll give y'all an easy one. Like, does Little Brother even have a Can I Kick It? Like, I'm not even gonna go to the award tours and shit like that. Like, we gonna start low.
Right.
They even got a Can I Kick It? Like, there's a certain energy that when Can I Kick It comes on, you hype. And again, I'm not. This is yes. Before you say it, this is no knock on them. I'm talking about hip hop in general. And what I mean by about Come Clean. What was so important to me about that song was I remember being on Morgan's campus and girls who didn't even like hip hop asking me about that song. You know what I mean? There's some songs that don't even have to be hip hop. Like, I didn't start watching NBA until '89 when the Pistons lost to the Lakers. But I knew who Larry Bird was. Mm-hmm. I knew who Magic Johnson was. I feel like with certain groups nowadays, with Little Brother, unless you're a Little Brother fan, you probably don't know their big songs. You didn't have to be a Tribe fan to know Can I Kick It. Right. You didn't have to be De La, even if you never even liked De La Soul, you knew Me, Myself, and I. Right. You know what I mean? And Come Clean to me was an example of everybody being mesmerized. Like, yo, what is that? Like, that is dope. Like, seriously, shorties who did not like hip hop was like, yo, I like that song. And I was like, word? They was like, hell yeah, like, that's crazy. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Classics. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect songs where it reaches outside of your fan base. You're touching people who aren't even fans of you. You're touching people who don't even like hip hop. It's that big that you hear that. And then it was always the rumor that Primo sample like Raindrops or drop. Those were the rumors. It was like, yo,
Chinese water torture.
Like in the video, like that was the rumor that was floating around. Like, yo, this nigga Primo like hooked up the sampler to like, you know, the sample Raindrops. It drops water off a pipe. oh, this nigga done sample
Auntie's boiler room.
right. And it's funny because it took me back to Beat Street. If y'all remember in Beat Street when Kenny was playing for Ray Dawn Charlie,
yeah.
You know, I sampled this off the water or something like
yeah.
Whatever. But it like took me back to that. So when I finally found it,
Grab your wow.
Shout out to B Street.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I have a DVD around here somewhere.
But that's what I'm talking about. And when I finally found the Shelly Man record, it was like, I think Roots brought it through the station. I was like, oh, this nigga didn't sample Water Drops. You know what? Like you said, Vern, everything was perfect about that song, even that nobody ever talks about, but the Onyx scratches.
Yeah.
Because we started some shit. Like, just even the scratches in. It was like Primo with the beat, with the rhymes to the scratches. Like, niggas took time cooking to like, yo, how does this fit? And I mean, that may be one of my favorite parts of the song. At the end, when Primo is just cutting that up, because we're like, oh god, like just the scratches alone. But I feel you. Jens, what you got up next?
We talked about Slick Rick as one of the great storytellers with the children's story. I'm gonna go with Ice-T with 6 in the Morning. That's another incredible story for hip hop goes. I mean, I think Ice-T is one of the best storytellers that we got in hip hop. That they don't really get too much light shed on him. But that's 6 in the Morning, man. He takes you there. He takes you to the streets of Los Angeles and through a night, and then through the guy going to jail and coming back out and getting back on his feet in the street and everything like that. So yeah, man, 6 in the Morning. If you haven't heard it, you got to check that out.
All right, no doubt.
A side note about 6 in the Morning. Ooh, my bad. It goes back to Philly because that record he said was inspired by PSK. Schoolie D.
Yeah.
The K.
That's where that energy came. So yeah, that's a dope joint.
Yeah. The next joint I got up. I was working with this white dude, and he was, you know, from like Columbus, Ohio, never been to the hood. He was like, yo, Kill, what's it like growing up in the hood? And I was like, you know what? Let me play you something. Like, let me not even explain it. I'm going to play you something that is going to explain this for you perfectly. I got Where I'm From by Jay-Z. Like, that to me is the perfect breakdown of growing up in the hood. You know what I mean? The beat is incredible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jay, again, intro, body, conclusion, all 3 verses are incredible. I mean, I think he may literally have, in my opinion, was one of the best lines ever, where you can't put your vest away and say you wear it tomorrow, because the day after they'll be saying, damn, I was just with him yesterday.
Yeah.
Like,
crazy.
Like, I don't even know what you were even thinking.
Wait. Say that again.
You can't put the vest away and say you'll wear it tomorrow, because the day after we'll be saying, damn, I was just with him yesterday.
Damn.
Like, would you really take the time to, like, what is your brain to come up with something? So what do you know, what do you say? I'm from the place where the churches are the flakiest. Niggas been praying to God so long that they atheists. Like, like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, so many dope lines, like
7 Hov.
Yeah, 97 Hov. Like, yo, it's like, yo.
I'm mad I missed that episode too.
Bro, like, just, I'm trying to think of the specific verse, but he said something like, when the girls ran to them niggas, I don't know what they was thinking. Them dudes is foul like us.
Yeah.
And that would happen. It would happen around my way in Philly with shorties who would be on our block and trying to go get other niggas. Like, oh, them niggas is foul just like we are. Them niggas,
right.
That thing that we was gonna do to you. You know what I mean? And you thinking you stepping it up, but where I'm from is just, to me, that's it. Anytime somebody want to ask me something about the hood, what it's like, put on where I'm from. That's like, that to me is the perfect breakdown of it. Grab, give me another joint, bro.
All right. I'm gonna go with Nas, and I'm gonna go with Rewind.
Okay.
That is dude, that is an incredible song. It's perfect in the fact that it's visually perfect. Like, you can actually see what he's saying, like, and to have it even play in your mind in reverse, you know what I mean, because of how he's presenting the rhyme. Like, to me, that's just so amazing, man. But it was like a two joint with Nas. I had Rewind. I hope I don't steal nobody's. Can I say another one?
Yeah, good thing, bro.
Rewind, and I Gave You Power.
Yeah, of course.
You know, the representation of the gun that he did for that song, the beat, the drama. You know, the beat had drama to it. My homie OG said he gave Primo the sample for the beat or whatever. He pointed him in directions. I don't know, you know, but that's what my homie said. But
well, here's the thing. Here's the wildest part about I Gave You Power. That's one of those few songs that I've had people come over and I played them the sample. You really can't hear it. Like, I've literally had to play it for somebody like 10 times for them to hear like the split second. So not to say your man didn't give it to him, but that's not one of them you just put on and you just hear, oh, that's where they got. It's a split second of what he took. That's by Jamal.
Like,
joint right it's off of Jamal. It's off of this joint right here. It's a split second. That so again, it's not your regular come clean. You put the needle on. Oh, okay. That I had to play this for my man like back, like rewind it. Listen, like he like I still don't have it. I'm like, listen, you know. He's like, oh, like so. It's one of those joints like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I Gave You Power. It's funny that you name those two songs. One of the things what I do with my teens is I never diss their new MC that they like. I'll play them. I Gave You Power, or I'll play them Rewind. They'll hear it. They'll be like, oh, snap. And then I'm like, now, can your favorite rapper do that? And they be like, nah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm not here to dish your stuff. I'm here for you. I'm just going to ask a question.
Provide you a little overstanding, yo.
Exactly. Like, you know, now, can your favorite rapper do what Nas just did?
No question.
And that's how I try to educate my teens. And it's not a, we better than y'all. You're going to make your own decision. If my MCs are better than yours. So it's just bug that you name both those songs. So that's dope. Ira, what you got next?
The next song that I found to be a perfect song is a Snoop Dogg record, like another gentleman said. It's Gin and Juice. I think Gin and Juice is a perfect rap record. I mean, it immediately lets me know that the weather's changing. When I hear DJs play it, I know that it's not winter time. We're about to embark on the summer of the year, and it feels like that. It sounds like that. It's sonically superior to 90% of records you play next to it. And even when Dr. Dre took something as a loop we've heard 1,000 times. We've heard I Get Lifted for a decade prior to that, you know, being used. He found a way to reinvigorate it and make it sound, and Snoop sounds great. That's why I totally hated What's My Name. I couldn't stand that record. But between Gin and Juice, and I'm sorry I keep doing these slash records, but I have to, between Gin and Juice and that goddaggone Deep Cover. Guys, I have to tell you my Deep Cover. Here's my Deep Cover story. I'm on the radio at the time, and I'm somewhat still hating on Dr. Dre. Not hating that I don't think he's good, but I won't give him the full credit. And I love the NWA album. I love the 100 Miles album, like all that stuff. For some odd reason, I still wouldn't give Dre like Iron. He's upper echelon. Nah, he's just good. Like, no, nigga, he's really and I wouldn't give it to him. The owner of the radio station, his daughter Karma, she was giving me a ride home in their family minivan. She's like, Iron, we got in this Dr. Dre record. I'm like, okay, cool. It's like he has some new guy with him, Snoop Doggy Dogg. And I'm laughing at the guy's name, like, Doggy Dogg. So she puts the song in, and I think I shed at least 3 thug tears. I was like, yo, this is absolutely magnificent. And we listened to that song for 45 minutes straight. I was like, this is unreal. And Gin and Juice was, to me, was a continuation of that, of just unparalleled, sonically above everything. Snoop Dogg was in his full figuring out who he wanted to be as a rhymer, and he found his pocket and he rolled it out. And when those songs come on, it's perfect. No matter where it is, you can hear that song in the middle of a Barnes and Noble, and you're like, holy crap! Like you're right back to where you were. And I think those are perfect. And Dr. Dre's gone on to do maybe better songs, but not greater songs. They've gone on to do better songs, but not greater songs. So Deep Cover / Gin and Juice are perfect rap records to me.
Yeah, I feel you. It's funny. A dude told me last week Ninth was better than Dr. Dre. I was like,
man, stop it, man. Come on.
But I was just like, where's his deep cover? Like, I always try to start off little. I don't even go nothing but G thing. And I start off small. Where's the deep cover? You know what I mean? But again, JP, what you got?
I'm gonna go a little bit different than what Iran was talking about Dr. Dre and Gin and Juice and how big he makes the records and stuff. I'm gonna go with one of my favorite records of the 90s, Who Shot You by Big. And why that's perfect to me is because there's no hook. It's raw. The drums are very understated, but it was such a powerful, and when that song came out, it was such a moment when that record came out.
Facts.
It was such a moment. And for that song to be that raw but the beat with the sample was simple and cool and everything. Like I said, the drums were understated in the back. It wasn't no big boom bap record, but it felt boom bap because of his voice, his delivery, and like it was and how he said, "Who shot you?" And like, you know, because the beat starts already, right? And then when he said, "Who shot you?" the beat drops, and then it comes back in, and then he just, you know, I mean, you know how big he is with the delivery. So, "Who Shot You" is one of my perfect records. Like,
again, bro, how you said it all. Like we gonna keep talking about that. Like you said, just hear "Who Shot You." Separate the weak from the opposite. Brooklyn streets, nigga. Fuck all that bickering. Like, come on, y'all, man. Here's the wild part, JP. The first time I heard that song, I'm on campus, I'm on the bridge. Your man YZ pulls up in the Maxima,
right?
And we all like, yo, what the fuck is Y playing? Like, that's new. Like, that's how it was. It was like, yo, that's some new Biggie. Right. Like, yo, man. Like, again, these classic perfect songs, I can tell you exactly where I was when I heard them. You know what I mean? And it was like, yo, what is that? But again, the way you set the song off, here's the wild part. For years, that was supposedly produced by Nasheem Myron. You know what I mean? And that was his claim to fame. A couple of years ago, Tone from the Trackmasters came out and said he really produced the record.
That seems odd. No disrespect, because I'm a Trackmasters fan. I'm not one of these Trackmasters. But I heard from Chucky that was definitely Nasheem. Now, what I want to add about that song is,
let me say this about Tone. What Tone said was Nasheem did the beat. Puffy felt it was missing something, so Puff then brought it to him, and he changed the drums. He said, "Nah, I brought the sample."
Hold on, you're right. That's exactly what I was going to bring up. If you listen to it originally, guys, if you listen to it as that interlude on the Mary J. Blige My Life album,
right?
Remember that beat's an interlude at first.
Yeah.
The drums are a lot more tinty because he just simply used the drums that were inside the loop. If Tone from Trackmasters did anything, he added a second layer of a drum. That's what he added.
Right. So
I think
that's what Tone is saying, that that Nasheem came with the sample, but that he feels as though he produced the song because it was more than just the sample. But I always just wonder about, like, is there a 20-year hip hop gag order or something? Like, nigga, you ain't want to say this. Well, like, you didn't want to say this when the song came out in 1994. Like, you wait till 2004. You wait 20 years to be like, nah.
Here's my problem with saying that he did the song. It wasn't your idea. So because you went and put my picture in a frame doesn't mean you did my picture.
Nah, I feel you. Yes, I was just adding a little hip hop tidbit that I know that Tone from the Trackmasters 20 years later.
But I do encourage everybody to go to the Mary J. Blige album and hear it, because I liked it better on there. It was a lot more. The drums were tintier. I liked it better there. It's still an amazing record. I take nothing away from it. but the way it sounded on that Mary J. Blige album, I'm like, oh my God. Like it was monumental for me.
Right. Funny thing about that interlude for years, I used to set off my slow jam tapes with that interlude because I said the name of my slow jam tapes was the smooth shit. So every joint had it starting off with that interlude, and then
Coin jar.
Yeah, turn off that. So that was that. JP, what you got up next?
No, I just did that one.
You did that. My bad. Vince, what you got? I mean, Vern.
All right, so I have to do this. This song, if you've never been to College Park, East Point, Atlanta, Swats, when you first hear boom, 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 that bass come in on Southern Playalistic,
Wow.
Welcome to Atlanta. Welcome to the Dungeon family. Welcome to Rico, Pat, Sleepy. And what I love about it, well, I mean, I have a special place in my heart for Outkast anyway, because I remember them before they got a deal. My homies who produced some stuff with Pac or whatever, they knew Rick and them. We went to the original Dungeon, walked down those stairs. He played something on his DAT. It was like, what is this? Working on something for this little group. Matter of fact, they having a showcase this Friday. Y'all need to come through. So to see Outkast go from that to, where they are is crazy. But anyway, Southern Playalistic, that song encapsulates Atlanta, Swats, College Park, whatever. From this standpoint, in Atlanta, it's different from a lot of places where, like, you might have Bloods and Crips or Decepticons or whatever. Atlanta just got cats. And you might think they slow talking and whatever. I've seen, no disrespect to nobody from up top, I've seen so many dudes come from up top down here thinking they just gonna pump these slow, skinny dudes and get they find them stinking somewhere. And so, but overall, for the most part, Atlanta cats is peace. We just chilling, trying to hit on something or whatever. So I like when he's like, bite my slang, copy my flow, but don't try gaffling me. And step, you'll get slayed with some Southern hospitality. And that's Atlanta, man. I mean, the singing, the organs, the saxophone, all that stuff, man. That song is one of my perfect songs.
The funny thing about that, I moved to Atlanta in 97 for a year and a half. And everything you're saying is 100% true. It was crazy to just hear so much Outkast and then be there and then see it. I didn't know what the hell a package store was. When Big Boy like the package store is closed, I'm like, I don't know what this nigga, he trying to ship something UPS. I don't know. Down there, it's like, oh, this the liquor store. Like, oh, okay. Then you start to see all that stuff come together. I'll say this about Atlanta, and the thing that I love about that city, I don't know how it is now, but in the beginning years, y'all always support each other. There's something special about that because that's how hip hop used to be up top. You know what I mean? Like, you see people reach out. You see people have a deal and then reach out to their man. Or you see somebody have, they could Brody the whole album for them, but it's like, nah, we gonna reach out and bring this person in. Like, I always loved that about Atlanta and your music scene down there. So that's very dope. Yes, what you got up next?
I'm gonna go with Liquid Swords from the GZA. You want to talk about the intros, the little boy talking about his samurai father, and the emperor was afraid of his father. He sent all kind of assassins. That whole intro before the beat even comes in is like just really, really dramatic. And when that beat finally comes in, Lord, what is that? A guitar? It gotta be a guitar or something. I remember seeing Wyclef replay that ding 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 ding, replaying that on his guitar. And man, I think that's one of the best beats from any Wu album. And they already know about GZA. GZA is one of the best MCs out of the Wu, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Liquid Swords is just a perfect song.
That record's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. The next joint I got up is My Philosophy, BDP. When Scott died, I thought hip hop died. I thought BDP was my favorite group at that time. So it's like, Scott died, and I'm like, yo, do these cats go on? Do they move forward? Is it over? And then my next door neighbor Ron hit me. He had the 12-inch from My Philosophy, and I was just like, and I heard it, and I was just like, yo, this is it right here. You know what I mean? And I mean, the video was crazy. I love the video being in black and white. You know, I love, you know, because when I'm thinking about these perfect songs, I mean, to me, almost a lot of times, everything was perfect. The video was perfect. The cover art was perfect. Like, everything was perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you look at this cover art, like, this is perfect. Like, I didn't even know when this dropped that this was a Malcolm X cover. I had no idea.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think my pop saw the album. He was like, let me see that. Like, yo, that's, you know, and I'm like, oh, word. Or even the back cover where they got the little Polaroid of the whole BD crew with Scott LaRock Jr. in there and just everything. And just, I mean, the beat, the video, everything about that joint is just, is perfect hip hop to me. You know, perfect hip hop. Grap, what's another one you got, good brother?
I'm gonna go with Eric B for president. Eric B and Rakim. That intro was it for me. Gave me so much light. That long red intro. Well, clap your hands to what he's doing. He's doing. Yo, WAP time, yo. What?
Yo, it's funny.
Break your neck.
Wop it out. Eric being president, come on, and you don't start whopping, nigga. You ain't like.
What were you doing if you weren't whopping? You were right. Whop, do the whop. You know what I mean? So that record just like entered my life and just, just made me. Yeah, that was an altering record right there, life altering record.
That's a darn near perfect album, if we're being honest.
Yeah, now the funny thing about that, this is what I hated about that album. That's not the version that comes on the album. Because the version you're talking about is the 12-inch version. Like you said, the long red break in the beginning. What comes on the album, I forgot what they called it. What is this? It says Eric B is president, but this isn't the joint that. Yeah, it doesn't start off with that joint. But yeah, that.
Yeah, that little dub version or whatever.
But the 12-inch version was crazy. The crazy thing about that long red break is I just said the other day. For years, I thought on Your Customer, I thought they were saying "goddamn." For years, you know what I mean? I thought like, and they're saying "you out there." You know, it's just so funny how people were like on Twitter, like, "Yo, they not saying."
You mean, it's my thing.
It's my thing. My bad. Yeah. It's my thing. And I think what even made it even worse was Eric Sermon says, "I won again. You lost. Goddamn." So it's almost like you just hear that, and in your mind you're like, "God," but they're really saying you out there.
You out there. You out there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Crazy break. Iran, what you got up next?
It's funny, man. It's. Grap, it's always a pleasure to be online with you, brother, because I swear it's always weird how we think a lot. I think very similarly and not think the same at the same time. And I know this is blasphemy, guys, but my friends were more in love with Eric B as president than I was. I thought it was dope. I mean, I remember this girl named Valencia Gerald that I went to high school with. She's like, Hiram, you know, you're the rap guy in the school. You come to school with records in your backpack. You don't like that one? Like, I was like, nah, I think it's dope. I'm not losing it like you are. But fast forward 9.5, 11 months later, I Know You Got Soul comes out. And I'm polarized. And I'm telling you the God's honest truth, guys. When that record came out and I was sitting there enjoying it, I thought rap was over. I'm like, where are we? There's nowhere to go after this. There's nowhere to. This beat is perfect. He sounds even better than he sounded on the other records, and he was great on those. He was already. I'm going to use it in scholastics. Everybody is literally trying to get their last paper in to graduate. He's already working on his master's degree in rhyming, and everybody else is literally trying to turn in their final papers of high school. I know you got soul. I know you got soul. I never heard anybody sound that comfortable rapping in my life on that song. Yeah. And it wasn't slow. The tempo was a lot faster than Melody, a lot faster than President. And I'm like, this guy is, where are we gonna go? Like, I remember having conversations for hours with my friends. I'm like, well, I guess this hip hop thing we love, and I guess it's rap, because it can't go anywhere after this. Where the hell is it going to go? This is perfect. This is fucking perfect.
Yeah, his pocket is ridiculous. I mean, he ride a track like a saxophone. I mean,
I'm not lying, guys. I was in my mother's living room on the couch talking to my friends, like, we're gonna have to find something else to start liking because hip hop is over. There's nowhere it's gonna go after this. There's nowhere left.
You know the funny thing about it? I just did a ep of me and Nate's little joint. We do the front seat, and I played I Know You Got Soul. And one of the things it goes back to again, how does the song set off? But I'm talking about the first thing I shouldn't have left.
Oh yeah.
I told y'all we gonna keep coming back to this way. Niggas set songs off. You know what I mean? Like again, even if you're not a hip hop encyclopedia, you should know it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left. You know what I mean?
It killed the way he paused between the words. He let it breathe. Like I said, I didn't know till later that he played the saxophone, but it's obvious in hindsight because he let it breathe, man.
His voice like a jazz instrument.
Yeah.
I mean, even the joints in there when he said, you know, I put it on tape and in the city I tested, and on the R's. You know what I mean? Even to the point, you know, it ain't where you from, it's where
you at. And that was big in Atlanta because, you know, we was the step kids for hip hop and stuff, so that was big.
Yeah, so I definitely feel you on that. JP, what you got?
Another one I got is probably my favorite hip hop love song too, and I'm gonna have to go with One Love by Houdini. This record, man.
Nice.
The chords in this record, first of all, man, the chords are incredible. But
Larry Smith.
But like you said, Kill, how they set it off. You know what I'm saying? Spelling the L. The same, they rhyme, they do their verses together, and then they end the song the same way they set it off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the record. It was just so, and they were teaching lessons in love. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it was really about. You know what I'm saying? Even the video, they were trying to break it down to Grandmaster D in the video because he was having problems with his girl. You know what I mean? So,
but again, it goes back to the video is perfect too. You know what I mean? It's everything. It was the full package.
Yeah, man. So that's one of the perfect hip hop records. Man.
Yo, this joint right here, man.
I love that album. My pops used to bump that album, bro.
Yo, this Weenie Free, man. One Love being out on the promenade in Brooklyn Yo, that was it right there, man. So that One Love, I definitely feel you on that. And even these niggas, got the Eddie Murphy raw.
Kill. I wanted to speak on that and how times have changed so dramatically. Sorry, let me get myself out of the camera. Sorry. I wanted to speak on how dramatically different it is based on the fact that, you know, at that time, guys, we didn't care the age. Those guys were clearly in their 30s. And it didn't matter to us versus now. If you tell a kid that an artist is 25 years old and they're 16, they're like, "No, I don't like them." Like, you haven't heard anything yet. Yeah, they're old. Like in our age, at least during that time, was that 84, 85, 86? I didn't care what the age they were. I just thought the music was amazing. And they were the first people to literally say, you know what? There is a hip hop adult that's not getting marketed towards, that's not, you know, they had a lane of their own. They were getting performances in places that Run DMC could not go. You know what I'm saying? They were in Essence magazine, not just Right On. You know what I'm saying? They understood that there was some grace in the fact that they were, I wouldn't say elder statesmen, but they were mature men in the group. And at that time, quietly, and I know this might be blasphemy, they were the best performers. They were better than Run DMC on stage. Run DMC was just a bigger group.
Man, they shut down the Omni.
I will say this. I went to a lot of Houdini shows in the 80s. I hate the fact that Ecstasy would take his pants off. I thought that was
but it wasn't for you though. You know, it was for the ladies, man.
For me, but nigga, keep your pants off. Come on, let's bring it together.
Kill, you knew it was a problem when he came out there in boots and leather shorts. Like, I remember seeing him like, yo, you guys are brave. you have on no shirt, leather shorts,
little bitty shorts,
Star Trek boots, and that leather sombrero thing he wears. It was a lot of things.
But
man.
you got to remember, they came from Flash and all that stuff too. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
You
the
know,
era.
but hold on, but that wasn't the kicker though. Jaleel used to wear that feather earring. Like, whoa, slow down, King. Slow down, King. The feather earring. But that was hip hop in those early '80s, man. It all looked kind of weird. It all looked
one too.
Yeah, the hard part is once that Open Sesame album came, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
Once they had that album cover with them on the damn magic carpet, that was flying right off into the sunset. Vern, what you got up next?
All right. This song has a special place in my heart because y'all know how I feel about my daughter. So B by Common. I mean, how the song sets up, with the bass, and then the bass started running, and then when Kanye drops the beat, it is so dope. And just waiting for the Lord to rise and look into my daughter's eyes and realize I'm gonna learn through her. The Messiah might even return through her. If I'm gonna do it, I gotta change the world through her, bro. That speaks to my soul, my spirit, and everything else, man. Kanye and Common had some magic on B and on the next album. Yeah, Find It Forever. Yes, exactly. So B is only 2 minutes and some change, but that's sonic bliss to me.
You know what it is too, man, and it's another thing that I'm gonna get back to, man. What made that album to me so dope, because I give it 5 mics. What makes it a classic for me was that they both had. You're dealing with a young, hungry Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one, and you're dealing with a Common who has to
redeem himself
from that circus, blind, deaf chick stuff. You had
crochet sweaters, yeah.
He had to redeem himself.
Walking in New York City.
Yeah, and then 3
with crochet shorts on. What you doing?
But then 3, you're dealing with 2 people in the same studio working on the stuff together. Because I remember reading in Scratch magazine, they said the making of Go, they had just went to see Ray, they came back inspired, and they made Go. Something magical about being in a studio with somebody working on an album every day. And where we're at right now, we've become a hip hop community of, if Grap is in, LA, I'ma send Grap 15 beats, he's gonna pick the 5 he likes, he's gonna rhyme on those. Like, there isn't any, we're not meshing together. You know what I mean? Like, it literally is becoming the reason we had so many great 12 inches, B-sides, and soundtracks, because niggas used to make 30 songs and pick the best 15.
Yep.
So you still had 15 other songs that was still dope, but maybe didn't fit the mood of the album. Whereas now you got cats who, if they got 15 songs on the album, bet money, I bet you that fucking record right there, that was they made 15 songs.
Yep.
And the first 15 they made, that's what made the album.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's why we're not getting a lot of these songs that we're talking about right now, because you're not in the same studio with somebody to vibe anymore. When I read this interview with Talib, and they said during the Train of Thought album, which I give 5 mics to, he said him and High Tech used to fight every day. Like, I mean, go to war. Like, High Tech would be like, nah, you can't use that beat. I'm the producer. I got the final say. And they will push you. I just feel like from those arguments comes great music. You know what I mean? But if it's just like, yo, Vern, I'm going to send you 10 beats. You pick them 10 beats. You going to rhyme whatever. Send it back. We send it straight to get mastered. What if I ain't like your third verse?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if I didn't think that fit the right, the right oomph of the thing? I was with JP last week. It's something different being in the studio with somebody. You know what I mean? And really being able to be like, yo, that's dope. Or yo, switch this. And you don't get that in this new society of like sending tracks back and forth through Pro Tools. Yes, what you got up next?
Let me ask you a question about that right quick. Are you able to, like, say you send something off to Yao and he does his thing, and then you get it back? Do you send it back and say, nah, Yao, you need to, what about trying this or anything like that? You do that with guys? I know y'all always not together as you would like.
I will say this. With me in Vegas, we do it. With Yao, it's more like, if this is for your album and you're buying a beat, then, it's more so that's for you. With me in Vegas, there's a lot of pushing. Vegas is infamous for, when I do the cover art, I don't like that shit. Do it again. You know what I mean? Try something else. And at first it used to get on my nerves because I'm like, nigga, we ain't even selling this album. Like, really, you know, but we're putting our names on it, and him pushing me to do that, I can show you the first album cover versus what we ended up with, and I'm glad he put it. You know what I mean? So me and Vegas have that, you know, vibe, and that's one of the reasons I like doing EPs with people. I don't really like just somebody buying the track. I'd rather do an EP with you, just me and you working together, versus you buy a track. You know, I've turned down money because I feel like we make better music if we do it like this. I don't want to just be track number 14 on your album. I'd rather us be the whole album is produced by me and we kind of work on it together. So when it comes to me doing an EP, that's how I like to work. Trust me, it pisses MCs off. You know what I mean? Because a lot of MCs be on that Erykah Badu bullshit. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, which to me is the biggest lie from the pit of hell. Because if you're sensitive, keep that shit at home then. But the second you put that on SoundCloud or Bandcamp, nigga, people gonna talk about it. You know, so I'll tell MC in a second, I sent you 30 beats and you picked 10. That means you didn't like 20. So if I don't like your third verse, nigga, redo it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that, I'll say this. When I write scripts and I send my scripts out to I call them my goon squad, I want them to tear that shit apart. If I send a script to you and you say, yo, Kill, I love it, I'm going to be like, nigga, did you really read it? Like, because I want you to tear it apart. Like, that's my goal. A lot of people
it's actually good though.
Right, I mean, it could be good. It could be good, and I mean, I hope it's good. But you know, I'm just double checking because we're living in a society now where we live in this yes man society. Yes man society. I don't want to buy. I don't want to, you know, push you or urge you. Like so many young producers send they stuff to me on Twitter, like, "Yo, OG, what you think about this?" One dude, I was like, "Yo, man, your snares are horrible, man. Like them shits is stale." Like, well, what you mean? And I did a video for him here showing him how to EQ. He hit me back like, "Yo, I got it. Go back to my SoundCloud. I took all my old shit down. I redid it, put it back up. Tell me what you think." Like, that's my thing. If you send the shit to me, yeah, we're gonna go back and forth because I want it to be dope. You know what I mean? But again, you've got to work with people who understand that. So when people send me that shit, like, tell me what you think, I'm like, I hope you ain't sensitive because if it's good or bad. Because, and I think, I'll tell you this, when I saw the behind the scenes of Watching the Throne and I saw Kanye and Jay-Z in a castle in Scotland with Russell Crowe in the studio, I was like, this is going to be some bullshit. Because I don't believe you can make a good hip hop album in a castle in Scotland with fucking Russell Crowe in the studio with you. That's me. Russell was not in the studio when Reasonable Doubt was being made. Russell Crowe was not in D&D. I promise you that. I can tell you that. So but yeah, to answer your question, I do when we're working. But yes, what you got up next?
All right, I'm gonna go with you brought in My Philosophy from BDP. I'm gonna go with Illegal Business from BDP. I for me, that's my favorite Boogie Down Productions song of the whole catalog. Cocaine Business Controls America.
Yeah.
Gun Business Controls America.
KRS One come to start something stiff.
Right. I mean, I remember the first time I heard that when the Fat Albert sample. that little like guitar riff. Anytime something bad would go down on Fat Albert, you would hear that little music. And man, when I first heard that's on that song, I was like, hell yeah. And then the drums come in real hard and loud, you know. So yeah.
This joint right here, Fat Albert Halloween.
The Halloween joint.
Yeah.
I got all the heat on there.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you on that. I mean that in 89, yo, it was crazy to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm a kid, I don't, you know, but KRS was really teaching. You know what I mean? Like, real stuff. So I definitely feel that. I'm gonna get in my last two so we can speed it up. One of them, Calm, I used to love her. To me, perfect beat, perfect analogy. I always tell the joke. At first I didn't know he was talking about a girl. I know he says at the end, we'll be talking about Charles hip hop. I don't listen to lyrics, I listen to beats. So, but I just thought the beat was dope. I thought the rhyme was incredible. It's so incredible. Niggas are still talking about hip hop like a girl right now. Like when I was listening to the new Marco Polo Master P album, Master Ace, I'm like, we still doing this hip hop like a girl. Like, come on, like do hip hop like a dog. I don't care. Let's stop doing hip hop like a girl. I can't do it anymore. And the last joint I'm gonna go with is So What You're Saying from EPMD. Again, it's something about EPMD coming off that Strictly Business. I was kind of like how Iran was with I guess I know you got soul. Like, what else can y'all do better than what you've already given us?
Right.
You know? And when So What You Saying came out, that doom 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 doom, then that doom doom doom, I was like, oh my God.
Express.
Yo, the BT, it's just like, yo, God, you gotta be kidding me, y'all. You know, you gotta be kidding me that this is what. And I mean the scratches. I mean, my scratches on it now. Even the Eric Sermon doing his singing, it's so amazing. Like, I was just like, these dudes cannot lose, man. Like that was just it. Greg, give me your last two, because I want you to talk about a song I felt everybody believes is a perfect hip hop song. So give me your last two real quick.
Okay. I had a R&B record actually. Loose Ends, Gonna Make You Mine, the 12-inch version, not the album. That to me, like every time I hear that song, it sounds brand new. Like I absolutely love that record. Like that's like my favorite record of all time.
All right.
I don't know why, but I just absolutely love that record. But that, and of course, you know, Big Bro Troy, They Reminisce Over You. That was just an amazing experience being in the studio that night, and just being there. Charlie Brown from Leaders of the New School came to the studio. I remember him asking Pete if he could do the hook to the song. He told him no, the horn is the hook. Horn is the hook. Like, that song.
What do you want to say?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Like, yeah, what you gonna say? Like, Troy.
Wow.
They Reminisce Over You. I don't know where you are. Well, let me come up with a hook for you. Like, I think that's what you kind of said, but he's like, not the horn. I clearly remember that. I also remember everyone crying. The at the first playback of the record, everyone shed a tear. Pete cried, CL shed a tear. Everybody that was there was like got enough emotional about that record, the first playback. I also remember Charlie Brown skipping a ride to Long Island from Manhattan, which is like at least an hour, to stay for that session.
Wow.
He wouldn't leave. Like, he would not leave. He just refused to leave the session. And his boys was like, yo, we bouncing, we gonna leave. Like, yo, y'all going out, I'm fine, I'll take the train, whatever. He didn't leave. He stayed. That was just an incredible night. Like, you know what I mean? That first playback was not a game. When he finally, like, when everything, like the first official playback, what you hear now, you know what I mean? What we heard in them big ass speakers in Green Street, pumping through them big speakers in Green Street, it made us emotional.
How long did it take him to do that track?
Man, to create the track, I'm not sure, because he started it at Large Professor's house, I believe, because at the time his 4-track was down. And I think him and Large went record shopping. And when I remember, he found the record, he's like, yo, I was like, I think there's some stuff on there, like, you can check it out. And I think he came when he made like the skeleton to it. He made like the skeleton to it, and I think he then brought it back to front and tightened it up. He's also singing on that record too. If you go back and listen, you gotta listen in headphones, you can hear him singing on that record.
Yeah, okay.
He's singing, Pete is doing those vocals on that.
Okay.
He's singing on that record. So like, yeah, that record is perfect in every sense of the word. The thing that got me a little bit with it was that I wanted to hear more about Troy on the record. You know what I mean? Just a little more about Troy on the record. I would have figured a verse, but you know, it was cool either way. You know what I mean? What came of it was incredible still. You know
Yeah.
And then just doing the video and everything that was attached to that song, you know what I mean, was just amazing. I didn't go with them when they did Arsenio, but and then Tom Scott was there. He actually, I think he either came right after they came or when they were there or before they came. But Tom Scott ended up sitting in with the band. I don't know if it was that night or the night after they did the song. But yeah, Arsenio had Tom Scott there after. So like this impact, you know what I mean? The things I've heard people say to him about that song, what it did for them life-wise, like in their lives, and what they were getting through, things they got through. And I remember that when I was locked up, my man sent it to me or whatever, all kind of different angles and ways that it affected and touched people. Like, and it makes me also beg the question, are they one-hit wonders? And I had to say, I don't know. That's their biggest fucking record, like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's a very big record, but I don't look at them as one-hit one, not just because that's my bro, but just in terms of the albums they created, the music they created together.
Nah, they ain't no one-hit wonder. That's just their biggest mega. I mean,
the shit. Yeah, that's what I had to reframe it. Like, I had to mentally reframe it because at one point I was like, are they one-hit wonder? I was like, no, that's just their biggest record. Like, you know what I mean? But
it's funny, that would be some one-hit wonder stuff for like VH1, because I remember they did something on Bismarck being a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah,
they said Biz was a one-hit wonder off of that a friend joint.
Yeah,
wow, that's the friend.
That's based on a perspective outside of the culture,
right? Yeah. That's what it is. Because I'm like, yo, Biz, y'all talking about a friend? Shit, I'm talking about picking boogers. Like, what is you talking about?
Right.
Make the music with your mouth, Biz.
Right. That's the stuff that's outside.
Nobody beats the Biz.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm like, this nigga got hits way before. If that's your first hit for the Biz, then you don't know nothing about this culture. So that could be something that somebody outside the culture says, oh, Pete and CL, they a one-hit wonder because all they do is this, and we never heard from them again. Nah, nigga, you ain't heard from them because you wasn't fucking with them. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They got too many songs. I mean, me and JP were just talking about last week. What was it? You said Main Ingredient? Yeah, like you were saying something about damn, my brain is done. What was our show last week? You brought up Main Ingredient and how CL just killed it.
Oh yeah. I forgot what
the MC in the year.
Yeah, MC in the year. Yeah, and you said
94.
He said 94 CL.
Yeah. And I mean, Carmel City, like, oh man.
Oh my God, man.
I mean, it's too much. So no way, no how. Are they one-hit wonders? Never. I mean, I'm one of the few people. I'm not one of the few. One of the many people who's still waiting for a get back. You know what I mean? Like, I know it'll probably never happen, but even off that the Soul Survivor 2 with the Appreciate and the and that other joint they had, they, like I said, man, they just
back on the block.
Yeah, back on the block, just all them joints, man. They
had an incredible formula, man. They did. They really did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, JP, we'll wrap a little bit off.
All right, Iran, what are your last two, man?
I don't think I have a two, but I definitely want to put one of them because it's a remix, and I know you guys are going to kind of throw me on the bus because one of the people in the band is useless, like the fifth nostril, but I'm going to say the Fugees Nappy Head remix is perfect to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Now I'm not going to lie, I don't remember one word of Praz's verse, but.
Yeah.
But Wyclef and Lawrence sound magnificent, and Salam,
man, he killed it.
Salam. No, killing is what Hitler did. What Salam did is something far more heinous. Like literally, he saved them. We have no idea who they were.
True.
I can't name one song off Boom Bath. Can you?
This Nappy Heads, this is the original joint.
Yep.
I can't name anything off the first album at all.
Mm-hmm.
All I can know is like Nappy Heads was just astonishing. It's just an absolutely astonishing record.
Isn't that a record on there too?
That's the name of their album. That's the first name. Boom Bath or something like
Boom
that.
Bath?
Yeah, the translator. They were calling themselves the translator crew. And I just and maybe I don't know, man. That I hear Nappy Heads and I'm like, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Lauren showcased how great of an MC she was and how fluid she was. Wyclef showed, okay, you're very animated. You're kind of a Haitian ODB in some weird sort of way. With the in and out singing, I'll fly away, oh glory, stuff like that, and all that type of stuff. So it was a lot going on, but a little more cerebral. A lot more cerebral than an ODB. But that record is a set it off moment for me. That's a perfect record.
All right.
So sorry, Praz, but it's a perfect record.
All right, JP, what's your last two?
Oh man, I got a bunch written down here, but I'm gonna go with one. I'll go with is OC Time's Up. I mean, another way we talking about setting it off. You lack the minerals and vitamins. Like,
yes.
I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Like another joint with no hook. You know, just raw beat. I mean, Buck Wild did his thing on that beat, and OC killed that. So
that Slick Rick part is perfect too.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
And another one I'll go with is The Evils by Jay-Z.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
96 Hove. So I mean that song, man, paints such a picture. Like such a picture. Like I remember listening to that album down in DC in my man's Honda Accord. We trying to break, like, that's when you would rewind, but like, what do you mean by that when he said that? Fed the cheese till the dots started to make it was like, what does he mean by that? Did he literally feed her? Or no, he was just tricking on her? Or like, that's the type of stuff that I was trying to figure out.
Right.
That's when and that's an MC for you. And every verse told a story. So, and plus with the
hook,
with Snoop and Prodigy, incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. Run through if you got any honorable mentions too, like even
Passing Me By Pharcyde.
That's on mine. Yeah,
that's okay. That is a perfect record for me. And I also got Bring the Pain by Method Man.
I ain't mad at that. That is.
Well, that's interesting. No one is, and the reason why I didn't put this on the list because I knew everyone would say it, and no one said Flavor in Your Ear.
I thought about it.
Original.
Yeah, original.
I like
and that's,
okay. Yeah, I like
the reason why I say that is because as we define a perfect rap record, in my definition, it's a marriage between the beats and the rhyme, and Craig Mack married that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And I do believe everyone can rap on there and sound good, but no one's gonna sound as comfortable as that nigga sounded on.
Yeah.
Killed that, Joe.
Yes, he did.
That's the piece of Craig Mack.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right, Vern, what's your last joints?
I got so much trouble on my mind. Okay, before he even utters those words.
But there you go again with how you set it off.
That's like just chaos. I'm like, I mean, just attacks all of your senses. So I mean, and Chuck,
that's yes, Monk.
Yeah. Bomb V, right?
Crazy.
When I get mad, I put pen and pad, give you something that you know. I mean, there's so many quotables on that. So, welcome to the Tear Dome. I'm gonna go with Electric Relaxation.
Right.
Do we all know? Maybe I'm the only idiot. What exactly is he saying in the chorus?
Relax yourself, girl. Please settle down. Jamaican, settle.
Here's the wild part. I was gonna ask the same thing, Iran, and I've heard 8 different people tell me 8 different things. Like 8 different people be like, I know what it is, and it's never. Somebody just tweeted me the other day 5 different things. The settle down. I never even heard that one, Vern. So
I
heard that one. Relax yourself, girl. Please settle down.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought it was.
Settle down.
Yeah.
I never even heard that one before, but I'm shocked nobody has tipped this.
Y'all don't want to hear what I thought it said. thought it said
What did you
launch yourself on a preset command.
A preset command.
You ain't heard that.
Preset command.
Aaron, you bullshit. You ain't heard that. You ain't hear that shit.
I heard that.
I read talking
command, nigga, please.
I read talking Spectrum about or something. You like Command Alt Delete or something.
I got a couple of honorable mentions, Kill.
What you got?
Lyrics to Go. Lucchini.
Oh, Lucchini.
Yeah, I got Lucchini on mine.
And Running, James Yancey put his foot in that track. And I'll leave this other one because I'm sure somebody will say it.
All right, no doubt. Yes, what's the rest of yours?
I had Brand New from Jazzy.
I heard that the other day too.
I had Ghost Stetzer from Stetzer Sonic.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Hey, that record right there. Hold on, yeah. That record, Ghost Stetzer. That was a staple for beatdowns.
Yeah.
Like, my bro told me, like, when they played that in Latin Quarter, B, if you needed to step back, bro. If Brooklyn came into the middle and you was in the middle, it was a wrap for you. Ghost Stetzer, Top Billing. I saw that in college. Like, I went to school, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, like Princess Anne, Maryland, and they used to set it off when Top Billing dropped, yo. Like that, them records right there. I don't know what the energy was on them records, but it was time to get it in.
It was even in Top Billing. It was that Go
Brooklyn. Yeah.
That's just playing in the background. Like right under that is that Go Brooklyn.
These dudes were from Baltimore and other places, and they would just start snapping.
What it is, but like
Philly and a little bit of New York and
hey, so in Atlanta,
places, man.
Ill Street, whenever Ill Street Blues came on, I saw brawls break out in Atlanta. Brawls, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
For me at school, it was that, man.
Yeah.
Top Billing. Whenever that record came on, all right, party about to end, yo.
And even with Ghost Stetzer, it was them drums. It was them loud drums. That whole drum intro. Like, oh man.
I think it reminded cats of just stomping cats out. Brush, brush. You know, just stomping the nigga head out. Bro, just stomping on a dude's head, yo. It had to be that, yo. I couldn't understand it. Like,
yo, and even when Daddy-O goes into and if you ever seen Brooklyn Rock, Brooklyn rocks it nonstop, break.
Oh my god,
yeah. Man, crazy. What else you got, Jens?
Last one I had was Step Into a World from KRS-One.
That's the one where cats get their coats dirty and all that. Get their jackets and sweatshirts dirty. Start b-boying all crazy. As soon as that joint come on, oh shit! Start jumping around.
All right, the last joints I got, nobody really ever looks at it like this, but it's one of my favorite joints. Beans, Feel It in the Air. Like I felt like that. I felt like the what Beans was saying. You know, your handshake ain't matching your smile. The beat that Hev, Grab's cousin, God bless the dead, did. I got left. You got it right there. Hev did that. Yeah, Hev did that joint. I got Dre, Let Me Ride. I love Let Me Ride.
Yes. Oh my God. Bodies being found on Greenleaf with that motherfucking head cut off. Motherfucker, I'm Dre. That's my shit, yo.
Let Me Ride.
That line alone, yo, the way he spit that shit, yo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Let Me Ride is the top 5
That's my shit.
I got Mass Appeal by Gangstar.
Yes.
New York City Mind by Nas. I got Shook Ones by Motley. Number 2.
That's the one. Yeah.
And, I got one that JP, some more Queen shit, man. I love this song, and you know what it was like when we was at Morgan when it came out. Mike Geronimo's Master IC.
Oh man. My God! Another Buck Wild.
Buck Wild.
Something to you, man. In '95, when niggas was getting high out their minds, bro. I don't know, Master IC was a perfect.
You know another perfect record, man? Dwick.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Dwick, but here's my last one, guys. here's the funny thing, because there's no rapping on it, but we can't leave out the 900 number.
Oh yeah. Marcus 45 King.
Oh, that lover joint, though. That lover dance.
Yeah, perfect break beat, man.
The 900 number. 900 number lets you know you're at an event. You let you know you're at an event. Like
it will let you know that shit was live.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys.
You heard that shit come on in the party.
I want to tell you this real quick story, and I'm sorry I'm so long-winded sometimes, but here's my 900 number story. First, my second time in life in New York, and it wasn't like a class trip. I'm at the New Music Seminar. It's like 88, maybe 89, and my first time in New York. I'm buying records. I tried to hit on Queen Latifah in the line. She looked at me like you nerdy nigga from DCU. Like it did nothing pop up. Where Bismarck is hosting the DJ battle. The winner of the DJ battle that year was Scratch, and De La Soul's performing, and after De La Soul, Big Daddy Kane comes on, and that's what they come out to. And I'm looking at my homeboy I came to the event with, like, what is this? Me and you know every rap record. What the fuck is this record? Like, we were blown away. We went to the record store like at 9:00 the next morning. Like, look, there's some record with some horns going down. We need that. So it was just an amazing. I don't know, that's etched in my head. It will be forever etched in my head.
That's dope. Grat, give them all the information, good brother. Where can they catch up with the Younger Soul brother?
I'm just on Twitter. Have named me Grap on Twitter. That's my social networking media thingy, whatever.
All right, and you got an event coming up that you're hosting.
Yeah, February 2nd, I'm gonna be at the Back Bar, which is behind the 930 Club in DC. We're hosting an event for a young lady who was near and dear to us, a friend of ours who passed away, myself and DJ Quartermain and Roddy Rod. A couple of us, we were all friends with her. Her name was Alexis. And she was a big hip-hop fan, big Dilla fan, big Doom fan. That's why I keep calling her the D&D queen, because she loved Dilla and Doom. So we're just going to celebrate her life on February 2nd at the Back Bar in D.C. So if you're in the area in D.C., come on through. Come hear some dope music, some dope DJs going to rock out for her. I'm going to be hosting for the night. You know what I mean? Just shouting people out, showing love to Alexis.
All right, no doubt. That's what's up. DJ Iran, where can they get with you?
I'm never on Twitter, but I'll answer it sometime this year. Twitter is DJ_Iran, and Instagram is the same thing, DJ_IRAN. I'm more on Instagram than Twitter. I don't know when I turned my back on Twitter, but I did.
All right, no doubt. JP, give them all the information, good brother.
Yeah, I'm JPaz Music on Instagram and Twitter, jpazmusic.com. My music's up there on streaming platforms. Just look up JPaz, JPAZ.
All right, no doubt. Vern, the loan closer. If you are in Georgia, this is the man you need to get with. If you're looking to buy a house, what's going on, Vern? Where can they get at you?
Instagram at V the Loan Closer, Twitter V Chandler 10. Yeah, that's me.
Yes, where's your info, good brother?
You gonna have me on when you gonna retweet it later on. I just want to do like I always do. Big all y'all up. I'm so glad to be a part of it. Talk hip hop, always fun. Glad to meet you, Iran. Glad to finally meet you, Grap. I talk to you every once in a while through the Twitter, but I'm glad to talk to you face to face and meet you. Vern, you already know what it is.
Yes, sir.
Kiddo,
Yes, sir.
Paz,
Yes, sir.
all y'all, man. Glad to be a part of it. That's all.
Yep.
No doubt. You already know that with me, Kill 889 Twitter, IG. We'll make beats for food. Y'all know me. I'm a big book fan. I got my hashtag Book of Rhymes whenever I want to shout out a book. Last week when I went to JP's crib, our homegirl Chris, who I started with Strictly Hip Hop with back in '93, got us this gift. This book, I can't even hardly hold it up. When JP gave this to me, I was like, bro, I don't even know what you handing to me right now. But this book, I can't even hold it. I'm gonna try to hold it. Yeah, I'm serious. It's this heavy. My fibromyalgia doesn't sit well with me picking up stuff, but y'all can see like the pictures in this thing are incredible. Just these pictures. It's just Like I told JP, I haven't even had a chance to even really sit down and go through it. But I like, oh God, it's one of my favorite pictures of EPMD right now. Like,
you got the chill photos.
Bag days.
Yeah.
Sleeping bag days. That's right.
So, the beat,
we had sleeping bag records jackets, man.
You know, so just all that to say, this book is incredible. Shout out to my homegirl, my sister, Chris, the Golden Child.
What's the book called?
JP, what is the name of this book?
It's right on the cover. It says Hip Hop: A Cultural Odyssey.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Hip Hop: A Cultural Odyssey. I can't lift it up high enough to even see what the cover says. But I can't. I mean, oh God, like this picture of Mos Def right there. Like, I mean, if not for nothing, this is like the perfect, like, just book to just. I mean, it's too much. It's just a very dope book. So, you know,
what is it running for? Is that like $100 for that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I just, you know,
I have no idea. The book is literally like 30 pounds.
Yeah, it was gifted to us. I don't know how much it's going for, but it's just, if you're a hip hop head, for them younger cats always saying,
that's crazy.
Do your history, buy this. I don't know how much shipping gonna cost. You better get you better get a Prime account just for this. On this, because
I'll let my man Jeff Bezos see if he got it in his basement.
Yes, but y'all already know what it is. I will catch up with y'all next week, y'all. Appreciate it.
Before we bounce, I got a big view up, Kill. For real, for that shout out from the legend D, yo.
I was gonna say it, bro.
That's a big up, yo. That's a big up. So shout out to that. You know what I mean? Like, that was a beautiful thing right there.
Man.
Bigging you up on your fatherhood. You know what I mean? Not on some hip hop shit, on some real man shit. You know what I mean? Had a legend big you up on some real man shit. So salute to that.
Yeah, good looking.
Now you could bounce.
I appreciate that, man. You know, Chuck and I have had our battles on Twitter. You know what I mean? We had great, respectful disagreements, you know, about life, not even about hip hop, but just life and stuff. And a great dude. And I was shocked. I can tell you this. I got out of a meeting. I had like 258 tweets, and I was like, all right, what happened? You know what I mean? But you know, it was definitely dope to see. And you know, to come home and tell Naomi that, you know, like, yo, the person who I was just like telling you about, like, that changed my life, just retweeted it, like, got her even more hype. You know,
man. I told my wife, yo, Chuck D, that's the guy from Public Enemy, just shouted out Kill. It didn't mean as much to her as it did to me.
Baby, can you pass me that?
Oh, that's wonderful, honey. Pass me that.
Right. But
now wifey do.
Yeah.
That thing off the shelf. Damn, so my man got shout out by a legend. Like, what's up? Yeah, my wife will do the same.
Yeah, man.
I mean, more importantly, like, I just getting Nate hype. You know what I mean? Because I've been teaching Nate about hip hop since she was born. Like, for bath time, I would have picking boogers. So I'm talking about I got pictures of Nate digging in the crates with me when she could walk from one. You know, so I've been teaching her hip hop from day one, so it's always there. But you know, she's 13 now. It's like trying to do her own thing. But it's like, for her to see that, like, was just so huge for her. Like, yo, like, because you know, it's even with this show, like, we do this and I love it and I know people watch, but it still shocks me how many people watch. You know what I mean? Somebody reached out to Porsche the other day from like overseas, like, yo, I didn't even know you're a part of Apartment 5B. Like, y'all niggas are like celebrities to us. You know what I mean? And that mean, anytime somebody tells me they watch, I appreciate it, because I'm like Denzel and Mo Better Blues when he said you could be somewhere, you could be at home with Arsenio right now. You know, there's so much podcasts, there's so much stuff that you could be doing. So I don't care if it's 1 view or 1 million views. I just appreciate it, man. I appreciate you talking. I can't do show without you guys. Some people do podcasts by themselves. I can't. You know, that's just not my thing. And my pastor always told me I'm the best person in the room. So being able to have you guys around me makes this show even dope, because I look forward to learning something. I know every episode I'm gonna learn something. So you know, I appreciate the hell of y'all, man. So I will check y'all next week. Hey.
Yes, sir.
All right.